Hello, everyone. It's KC. Let's let this sucker fill up. Here's what I think I want to do. I want to go live on Facebook as well because, you know, one broadcast medium just isn't quite enough. Let me just make sure that I'm not muted. Can you hear me out there? Hit me in the Q&A box if you could hear my voice and you could see my face. I could see you. I could almost see into your souls. People are like, is it going to be this weird the whole month? I don't know if I could deal. 1 second. Let me just share my timeline. Yes. Let's see if this sucker works. We're going to go live on Facebook simultaneously, simulcast, broadcast. Let's see if it's going to do it for us. 1 second, please. Let's just give it a minute here to let the room fill up. Try one last time here. Yep. Oh yeah, it's on. Looks like it's gonna do it. Let me check out my Q&A here. Yes, you can hear me, Nikki Groom, Phil Powis. Yes, sir. Happy birthday, Phil Powis. I hope you got your guitar chords so you could leave me alone once. All right, just give me a second, everybody. I'm just kind of getting the simulcast going here. Howdy. Hi there, Kathy Edwards. You believe in me, Joel Zaslofsky? If Joel Zaslofsky believes in me, there's nothing I can't do. Who's a pretty princess? I'm a pretty princess. Who's a pretty? I'm a pretty princess. Okay, great, Michelle. Great. Glad you could hear me. Let me share my screen. So many boxes open. So much going on. Actually, I won't lie, I kind of need to meditate at the moment. Okay. And we are live on Facebook. I'm going to stop my share. First of all, how's it going, everyone? This is KC from This Epic Life. I put out an invitation to all of you earlier this week. Why don't we commit to the 30-day meditation challenge every single day for the month of September? My birth month, actually. My birthday's next Wednesday, I believe, and my son's is the start date, which is tomorrow, the 1st. And I thought, what better way to coerce people into giving themselves the biggest gift of their lifetime, which is creating an unbreakable meditation habit? Why not coerce them by using my own birthday as leverage? So the ask I put to all of you was, can you give yourself and everybody around you and all your clients and everybody you love in your life your full presence for the month for my birthday? Can you do that? So hit me in the chat box and let me know if you could do that. Are you committing by showing up here? Are you saying that you are committing to the 30-day challenge? Because that's kind of what I'm hearing. I mean, I don't want you to send mixed signals to me now and say like you're still on the fence. Like, we're in this, right? Are we doing this thing? I want to thank all the people for joining us from around the world. Let me just check out my participants list here. Boom, ba boom, boom, ba boom, boom, boom. Wow, Allison Orlovsky, all the way up from, you're the Mitten in Michigan, right? You're somewhere in Michigan or Wisconsin. I think you might be Wisconsin, up near Milwaukee. Deborah Dean Kirby in the Great White North, Canada. Yes, all Americans kind of want to move there at the moment. Jamie Arsman, love seeing all the people in here from my prior careers in media sales. Lindsay Andrews, Crystal Yen. Crystal, I think we had kind of a connection at camp. I don't know if I was the only one feeling it, but I don't know. Jill Singer, awesome seeing you here at Denver. Great. This is a powerful crew, and with powerful crews comes great responsibility. One of those responsibilities for me is to not be too caught up in my own shenanigans of wanting to entertain people, making sure you get the medicine that you came for today. Another is to not get too far ahead of myself and try to give you the entire month right here in the first 30 to 40 minutes of our time together. So there's very specific objectives that we want to touch in on here before we kick off the meditation officially, or the meditation month officially. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pull my ever so tiny monkey symbols out of my pocket. I don't know the authentic name for these things. Greetings from Portland, Paulette. One of my only, Paulette, rounding out my belly dancer demographic, correct? You are, in fact, a trained belly dancer. Here's what we're going to do. Why don't we find 1 minute of peace together before this kicks off officially? So at about 6 minutes after the hour, it's 10:05 right now, we're going to go into 1 minute of meditation. It's already 10:06. So why don't we do this at 10:07? How does it sound to do 1 minute in silence together? Sound good? By the way, I'm talking to you from poolside here, and I have many unicorns keeping me company, kind of getting the pool in order for an epic birthday weekend with my son. All he's going to want to do is build Legos, but I'm going to make sure that that happens outside, hopefully. So here we go. Gearing up for 1 minute together. Let's think about the intention that we want to set for the month and who we want to be as we exit 30 days together and separately meditating every single day for the month of September. Do we want to exit the month and enter October with more presence? Do we want to feel more grounded and fulfilled? Do we want to feel more at peace? Do we want to feel more at choice for the conscious ways to defend our positive habits and to install our positive habits? What does that intention look like for you? So let's close our eyes, come up to a comfortable seated posture. I'm going to follow my own advice and prop up my butt with a cushion, because when our spine is propped up just a little bit and our butt's off the ground just a little bit, so say this is your butt, feet down here, your spine goes straighter. So I'm straightening up, coming to a comfortable, relaxed position. Take a deep breath in. Now throw out the breath. Deep, deliberate breath in. The most nourishing breath maybe you've taken all month long. Just hold it in for a second. A big exhale out of everything you don't need. And as I ding the chimes, let's commit to 1 minute in silence. Just let your intention for the month appear on the screen of your consciousness. So clear, so bright, that all conflicting thoughts, concerns, worries just fade away. And I'd love to hear that in the chat or in the questions box if you're on the webinar, or even on Facebook Live. What is your intention for the month? Who do you hope to become in this process? I've heard from a lot of people already this week who say they want greater consistency, more steadfast resolve to see it through because maybe they've fallen off recently. Jamie R is meant to receive, to be present. Clarity, accountability from Paulette. Beautiful. Lift up, on purpose, in flow. You know how I feel about you, Nikki Groom. I agree with all those. I need to reconnect with my daily practice. Heart is access to power. Oh, Allison, I feel it coming off of you every time I'm in your presence. It will be my honor to help unleash that for you. My name is Kristoffer Carter, by the way. Everyone calls me KC. I created a site called This Epic Life and the meditation challenge maybe about 3 years ago now, which has helped thousands of people just like you create this unbreakable meditation habit all over the world. And it's crazy for me to say those words and to think about it because I know how hard it was in my own life to create the habit. It took me about 10 years of stopping, mostly stopping, starting out meditating on my back in Shavasana in my basement in Chicago in around 2004, 2005. Then I graduated to the Red Line in Chicago, meditating in train stops between North and Clybourne is next. The doors open on the right at Diversity, whatever it may be. I was always on the trains meditating. And I think there's power in that it allows us to forge the habit, the unbreakable habit, in the face of this relentless, chaotic, demanding, distracting world. Do you feel the power in that? It's more important than ever before that we're able to not only claim, but to constantly reclaim and then direct our attention to our highest good. The 3 phases of meditation, which I'll outline, are, to me, universal, whether you're a Shambhala Buddhist or a yogi, as I am. I study the yogic tradition. I study self-realization fellowship lessons, the teachings of Paramahansa Yogananda. And in looking at all different meditative practices, I've really distilled them down to the 3 basic essentials that you want to accomplish, whether you're meditating for a minute or 8 hours, which I've done once during a Christmas meditation. I'm always down for going longer, and who knows what will happen this month, but I'm always trying to deepen and prolong my practice. If you haven't gathered about me, I have uncomfortable levels of energy, not only positive. Ask my wife, ask my friends. Like, it could get this dark, brooding cloud energy too. But unstoppable amounts of uncomfortable energy. Can anybody else identify with that? I can't sit still and meditate. I have too much energy. I'm just like a go-getter. I move like a shark all the time. Stillness equals death for me. Does anybody else have that going on? Raise your hand if you feel some of that vibe going on. Oh, Phil, I know it coming off of you. That's why I love you so much, man. Phil came to the retreat last year. He's coming to the retreat this year. He's the last day. He's like, I got to hit about 5 things before I roll out of town because I'm like, dude, you need to stop this. And for me to be the voice of reason in that scenario is just preposterous to me. Part of it is because I'm a dad. The other part is that I actually meditate a lot. But to be able to see that the addiction to movement, the addiction to stimuli, the addiction to information, it's really our biggest obstacle to ourselves. And the hook of it is that it tells us that we are becoming more by consuming it. We are adding more value. We are the value of what we do versus the preposterously larger value of who we be for everyone and everything. So the meditation cultivates that ability to pause and to step back into your power and say, oh, I'm enough. I don't have to do shit right now. I'm just going to be with this and trust that time will bend and expand to allow all that is coming to me to flow into my experience, because that's how it always is. I mean, look around at this epic life. This is how it works. Am I right? So the ability to hit pause consciously is what we're after this month. Sorry, I got off track there. Going back to the 3 components of the meditation, whether you're meditating 1 minute or 8 hours, whatever it may be this month for you. I'd also like to hear what you want to get up to in terms of your duration. We're going to be all about consistency this month, more so than duration of our meditation practice. But what amount feels right for you? Is it 15 minutes, consistent every day, no excuses? Is it 20 minutes? Is it an hour? Let me hear what it is. What do you want to get to? What's your goal? I love you, DDK. 20 minutes, Jamie Arsman. Awesome. Yeah, I see a lot of 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Just quick math on 15 minutes. That means every 96 days you will have lived a 24-hour period where you dedicated your life to meditating. That means that's 3 point something days per year is dedicated to meditation by meditating 15 minutes a day, no excuses. Do you sense the power and the opportunity of sending your ass on retreat for 3.5 days a year just by going to your quiet corner and meditating 15 minutes per day? That's the power, the compounding benefit, the compounding return, the ROI on that little 15-minute investment you make every single day. It starts out as a nickel, maybe 5 minutes, then goes to 10 minutes or a dime, ends at 15 minutes. Well, what's possible when you make that a quarter, when you make that 50 cent, when you make that 60 cent? I mean, there's no limit to how this comes back to you. Every time at the end of the year when I reconcile an insight timer, how much time I spend meditating, and it's many hours, I don't know, 450 hours a year. I don't know, how many days does that equate to? 10 plus, 12 plus, 13 plus days. I mean, it's astonishing how these things add up for us. So going back to the three components, getting your attention, holding and reclaiming your attention, and directing your attention. That is all you're going to be doing for these meditation sessions the entire month. I don't care if it's 5 minutes, 1 minute, or 5 hours, because the fundamental flaw that people make in kind of misdefining the act of meditation is that we think it's the absence of thought. We think that we should be the typically white woman in the white Lululemon pants with all the candles and crap around her on the cover of Time magazine, being all spiritual. No offense to my sisters who fit that demographic. We just know that it's so much more than that, right? It's our culture getting onto this trend and this hype of like Mick mindfulness, Mick meditation. Let's not buy into that BS, and let's actually forge a real habit that changes our lives, because it's not about the stuff that we have around us or our pants or our demographic or how kick-ass our shirts are. I don't have to try anymore, by the way. I have picture proof that I don't need to try to impress Susan Piver anymore. She is one of my teachers. I love her to death. I'll be giving this shirt away, by the way. That's why I wore it today. Throughout the month, I'm giving a few of my shirts away for the most engaged person in the group, the most committed to achieving their duration that they're after. And what was the third one? Biggest evangelist, that person who spreads the love of this 30-day challenge to the widest number of people most consistently. This isn't about me just growing my email list, by the way. I'll be straight up. It's part of my dharma and part of my path to give back this gift that saved my life and has forged my new career beyond corporate, helped me create so many dreams in my life and how I want to show up. That's the gift that I need to pay forward to as many people as possible. So whoever wants to help me do that at the biggest possible level, I'm happy to send you a shirt off my back. Going back, I know I'm jumping all over the place here. Are we committed to claiming our attention? Let's just practice this once, shall we? Sit with me for a second. I'm sitting in this bowl of trees on this gorgeous day in front of a pool, and you might be sitting at a desk somewhere with like your earbuds in, acting like you're working. So wherever you are, put all of your attention, your entire being, put all of your attention onto your left ear. Not my left ear, your left ear. It's on that side, should be. Send your attention down to your left knee. Put all of your focus and attention on your left knee. How does it feel? What's in there? How good does that knobby knee look? How well does it serve you? All right, now let's shift your attention over to your right buttock. Singular, not plural. Right buttock, supporting the weight of your body, maybe. Send your attention to the point in the center of your forehead. It's easier with eyes closed. This is the seat of concentration. In yoga, we call it the Christ consciousness or the third eye. You've probably heard it referred to. It's also a chakra center. But send all of your attention right here. And now close your eyes. Close your eyes. And if people are passing by, just let them judge. It's totally cool. I meditated years and years ago, seated in a dark parking garage in my car. At some point, we got to stop caring what everyone thinks about us, right? So shut your eyes. Send all of your attention up to the point right here, center of the forehead, Kutastha center. we also call it in yoga. Notice that the more you direct your attention, the more everything else seems to fall away. Maybe the only thing that remains is my voice, maybe some lingering awareness that what you're doing is different. Just be with that, but let your attention almost burn a hole right here. All right, you can open up your eyes, by the way. What changed? What changed from the left ear to the left knee to the right buttock to the Christ center? Your ability to direct your attention. It's just a different points moving around the body. What happens in waking life is that everything is vying for our attention. It's whipping past us in a fast-moving stream, typically a digital stream with somebody else's agenda attached to it, whether, hey, look at my thing, or, sorry, guilty as charged this week. It's for your own good, though. Or media. Believe what we believe. And then commercials. Wear what we think you should wear, right? This digital stream moving past our consciousness, hooking our attention. What if we have the ability to stop and redirect our attention here or inward and ask ourselves questions like, what is it that I really want? What is it that I really need? Who do I really want to be? This is the power of the meta attention, and that's what we're going to strengthen all month long as we redirect our attention. All right, so I just talked about claiming the attention. Another way we're going to do this is through 4-7-8 breathing cycles. So whether you're sitting down for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, 15 minutes, is to do 4 sets of 4-7-8 breathing. That means in for 4, hold for 7, big exhale for 8. In for 4. 4 cycles of those 4-7-8 breathing cycles. If you write that down, 4-7-8 is the magical combination. If you do 4 of those, it takes about 57 seconds. It's a great way to claim your own attention and to bring your attention back into your body. It kind of re-embodies your spirit. When we're all over the place, energetically, we need to be drawn back in. My teacher and master spiritual superwoman, Dr. Alice Bandy, has many healing powers and ways to draw my energy back into my body. And what I find that in practicing just simple 4-7-8 breathing and concentrating here, I'm able to do a lot of that work myself. So it's something I'm going to encourage you to practice in grabbing your own attention. The meta attention is the muscle we're flexing, bringing it back. Your thoughts are going to wander. No, it doesn't mean you suck at meditation. That is an interpretation, not a fact. Well, the only fact is that all of us suck at meditation for a while. But it's the strengthening and the determination to bring the focus back as much as possible that's going to strengthen this muscle. This is what cultivates your discernment. This is what cultivates your ability to say, you know what? I'm saying yes to everything right now, and it's fucking killing me and overwhelming me. I'm going to give polite declines to a lot of things right now. In fact, I'm going to look for better things to say no to because it makes the things I'm saying yes to that much more awesome. Is anybody else like feed into their overwhelm like they're shoveling like coal into the infernos? Yeah, that's me. But when do we do that? We do it typically when things are going great, like when everybody wants our attention, wants to work with us. We say yes too much. So strengthening the meta attention, I just want to make that connection that when you're strengthening this, you could actually look at the stuff in front of you and say, oh, right, I wanted some of this. Don't want the overwhelm that this brings with me. I want some of this. That's a helpful thought. Don't need those unhelpful thoughts. Yeah, Tammy Dempsey, 15 minutes to your own discernment. Yes, discernment helps us tell signals from static. Signals meaning the muse, the divine voice, our soul beckoning us forward, our teachers calling to us and the voices of all other people around us, the magic mirror in other people's eyes saying that they see us, that they see our power, the clients that find us, that drop from the sky like angels at the perfectly timed moments, right? We need to be able to see them and acknowledge them and not get lost in the static of, you don't have time. You don't have the ability to work with these people or add value. You don't have blah, blah, blah. Who are you to? The bullshit imposter voice. That's all the static. We know that it's there to protect us. That's in our lizard brain. It's wired into us in our amygdala. It's protected us for millennia. But where we're going, we don't need roads. Right, Dr. Emmett Brown in Back to the Future 2, I believe? Metal glasses, Mr. Fusion. May I be Mr. Fusion for you this month? May I help you unlock your own flux capacitor and give you the 1.21 gigawatts you need? It comes from the signal and not the static. Are you still with me? Or do you think I'm... And trust me, I'm down with that too. That's fine. All right. So, claiming the meta attention, bringing it back, right? The meditation then is not the absence of thought. It's the determination to sit out what storms and serenity may come for as long as possible as it takes, as you committed to, for strengthening that meta attention. When I light my candle, I commit for an hour. I may have told the story recently where I did that once and I forgot that Amish men were storming my roof and ripping off the whole roof right above my head. I was meditating in my attic at the time. And I had to sit there for an hour while they ripped and tore and banged and clawed every piece of material off my roof. The kids were climbing into my laps, like freaked out, understandably. Didn't tell them either that it was getting done. And I sat there for an hour. And it was one of the most powerful meditations I ever had, because I realized at that moment that it wasn't the peace I was going to get. I was not going to get peace for that hour, but I was absolutely going to get the power of focusing on Jebediah's claw hammer on that far corner of my roof, because I knew that guy had a rhythm and a cadence. I could tune into that. And then I could tune into Ishmael. I'm making up names. And no, it's not profiling, I don't think. But honestly, I do think that their names could have been Jebediah and Ishmael. I don't remember the whole story. However, the ability to tune into certain aspects of the environment and tune out everything else that doesn't matter, that's what we're after. Finally, what do we do after we've got our own attention, reclaimed it as many times as necessary, and then what do we do with it? We direct it. Where do we direct it? To our highest possible good. If that means manifesting more unicorns in your life, however that shows up for you, if it means directing it towards gratitude, towards vision boards, to visualizing your life as you want it to be or want it to feel versus the recurring story of how it's not going well for you, where do you want to direct that attention? So after we've claimed it, after we've wiped the slate clean how many ever times, and we've reminded our ego that we are the ghost in the machine, right? Claimed our power as many times as it takes. What do we do when we've done that work and we're feeling pretty clear? We direct it. We direct it onward, upward, outward to what we want to be creating in this world, to being the change we wish to see, Brother Gandhi. That's so important, to direct the attention to the highest possible good. Maybe it's just sending loving kindness to somebody in need, somebody around you who you know is suffering, sending loving kindness to yourself, emotional freedom therapy. You know, even though I take on a great many things, I completely love and accept myself now. Even though my hair must be stopped, I completely love and accept myself now. Even though I'm not sure if my webinar content is linear in any possible way, I completely love and accept myself now. Those practices of self-compassion, kindness, loving kindness, especially self-directed, they are so much more infinitely powerful if you do it after you've cleared the slate how many ever times. That's why the process will be getting your own attention, reclaiming your own attention as many times as necessary. That's the bulk of the practice right there. And then directing the attention. Are you feeling the power in that? Do you feel the power in doing that 5 minutes a day, and then 10 minutes a day, then 15 minutes a day, ideally for the rest of your life, with compounding benefits of overwhelming amounts of gratitude. Why am I crying and laughing at the blue sky right now? Because life is beautiful, and that's what God or Divine Mother or the universe wants you to experience. That's the joy and the bliss that is your birthright, right? That's what we want. I love the all caps, yes, exclamation point, Beth Ellen Roberts. Usually I'm opposed to people yelling at me, but I will take your yells of infectious positivity. Thank you so much. Let's check in with the chat for a second. And I want to leave time to answer some questions. I'm going to go into a little bit of content here. I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but I thought that I would surrender to a fact that's been a big part of my coaching training this year and a big part of me reclaiming my power is that anytime I start stressing about sharing slides and shit, I have to remember I'm the content. Yeah, I'll just be with that. But here's the beautiful gift, is that I'm giving you permission to be the content all month. Meaning, drop the static, be the signal for yourself and for others. No need to keep hiding behind preparing all those proposals and slides and pitches for more money, all that stuff. Just tune into the signal and be that, and your cup will overflow. That's how it works. Right on, Paulette. All the feels. Nice. That's what we want. This is how we're going to start this month. Yeah. Anybody else feel like raising the roof? Is it possible to make a 30-day meditation challenge actually fun and not to be a drag? Like, I committed to myself that I would be silent for 15 minutes a day and blah, blah, blah. Yes, you did, and you will, and you must. However, are you also open to amplifying your joy and amplifying your gratitude, or mashing up your attitude with your gratitude and just calling it a ratitude? Your unstoppable ratitude? Are you uncomfortable with that power, or are you comfortable with the notion that you could tap into it at will and amplify that? That's what I'm in it for. Yes, I will make this fun because you will make this fun. It doesn't have to be a slog all month long. Yes, there will be days where it's going to feel like the absolute battlefield and your ego will be fighting you tooth and nail and making you suffer for wanting to quiet that sucker down for 15 minutes. However, the email prompts will support you in doing this. Let's talk about some housekeeping items because there's certain things I need you to do to set the stage for your success. Can you do this? Number one is I want you to create a sacred space in your life where you could do this work consistently every day if possible. Yes, I know some of us practice and we move around and we get displaced, but build an altar. It doesn't have to be like a very elaborate altar. You don't have to, forge marble or carve anything specific for this, but put pictures of things that inspire you. This fly all of a sudden loves me. He's feeling my vibe. Just stay up there, little buddy. I flicked that fly. Did you see that? It was amazing. It was a first ever webinar moment for me. Altar where you could see it, where you almost trip over it, where when you wake up in the morning, you will get your butt to that place. Let's talk about waking up in the morning. Let's back up a second. Set the stage for success the night before. Leave a glass of water on your nightstand, okay? I have a blog post on my site called Mindset Tools. It's thisepiclife.com/mindset-tools. You can't miss it on my blog. Look for Michael Phelps holding all 20 whatever of his gold medals on his arms. In there at the very bottom is before you go to sleep. It's a Wayne Dyer process. If you want to go hardcore on this, listen to that before you go to sleep. We set up the next morning the night before, right? Positive intentions to wake up and meditate, positive intentions to clear the static upon awakening, okay? We do that little process. We also leave a glass of water on the nightstand. So when we get our blissful sleep, we're all cozied into our little nest. We open up our eyes. We think, oh my gosh, clean slate. We don't feel like Mary Poppins yet. Little birdies aren't going to land on our shoulders just yet. There's still work to do. Because first, we look at that glass of water and we think, I promised KC and I promised all of my fellow participants that I'm going to meditate my ass off every single day this month, right? So then you grab the water, you sit up in bed, your feet hit the floor, and you hydrate. And as you do that, just tense the body, just fade in that tension and relax the body. Maybe take a deep breath, tense the body, Set that glass of water down. Aha, I must pee first. Go to the restroom, relieve yourself. As soon as you are done with that, get your butt to the altar. Altar, sacred space, your meditation chair. This doesn't have to take place on the floor, by the way. You don't have to sit in lotus posture like a little yogi in a cave somewhere. You can, I would love to do that if I had the time. You can find a firm chair that supports your butt and assume the meditation posture. Why don't we take a quick look at what this could look like? Firm chair. Back away from the chair, straight spine, shoulders up, down the back. Palms either out at your knees or draw them in towards the thigh. Notice that from here, whether I was sitting Indian style, crisscross applesauce, I don't think Indian style is a PC term anymore, crisscross applesauce, or if I was sitting in half lotus or full lotus, my body would look the exact same from what you're seeing, correct? So know that a chair is perfectly sufficient. Feet on the floor, thighs parallel to the floor, chin parallel to the floor, straight lines. This is more than enough to get you clear of your body. You want to give your body just enough to do so you can forget that you have one for a minute, because your body is going to be like, bro, don't you remember how poorly you treated me last week? I'm hurting. Or here's all these things to think about. Let's think about the coffee craving. Let's think about, by the way, no coffee before meditation. Can we agree on this? Nobody needs to meditate and fast forward. Nobody needs to feed into that BS myth of like, there's some stuff that I see on Facebook that just makes me go crazy. One of them is meditation boot camp. It's just poor marketing. Like nobody needs to go to boot camp for this. It's about like stillness and quiet, right? So let's not try to speed it up. Use your coffee as a reward after the meditation. The reason I talked about the sequence of getting yourself set up right in the morning into the bathroom, to the sacred space, in the sacred posture to do the work is because I'm setting up a habit loop for you. We want to install this new habit, right? So the trigger is look over, see the glass of water, hydrate. You're off to the races. Dun, 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 to the bathroom, to the altar, sit down, meditate. What's waiting for you on the other side of that? Coffee, or connection with your spouse, or chilling with your kids, maybe lighting a candle in the kitchen like I do to kind of chill the vibe with the children in the morning. Whatever that reward is for the work that you did, go do it. Sound good? We're going to be talking a lot about engineering the habit loop and other housekeeping items. Set up your space, and I would love to see pictures. If you want to share pictures of these spaces in the Facebook group, and the group, it's called This Epic Life in Facebook. I would love, love, love to see these. I get so inspired by these. I'm more than happy to share a video tour of my sacred spaces around my yard or around my house. I love sharing that stuff. Also, digital technology stuff. I'm torn here. I'm not unlike Natalie Imbruglia, torn. Not laying naked on the floor. It's a song, by the way. Doesn't she say, laying naked on the floor, you're already changed, I'm already torn. It's Natalie Imbruglia. Look it up. But I believe it was Natalie Imbruglia who said she was torn. I'm torn with the use of technology and meditation challenges. It's an essential tool. Let's make it a necessary, friendly evil. And that the tools that I give you are in no way to replace or to get in the way of your practice this month. That includes my voice. That includes my guided meditations. That includes the Facebook group and connecting. Please do the work in meditation on your own and then come back to the places to share, because those places to share are also part of your habit loop. It's kind of like, I did 1 for 30, 10 for 30, 10 for 30, 30 for 30. And at some point, Dad, me, will be letting go of your bike seat on the cul-de-sac, and I want you to get onto the highway of life without any of the tools, without my guidance for the time being. And I want you to be able to glide on your own without wobbling and falling over in 5 minutes. That means that we can't become overly reliant on the technology. I'm not a huge fan of Calm and Headspace. They're great, but in some cases, my experience has been some of those tools try to do the meditation for us. We're not looking for that. We're looking for the ability to clear our own minds as many times as necessary. My guided meditations are there, an insight timer to support you to whatever degree you need them and want them. I have a 5-minute, I have a 15-minute. There's plenty of 15-minute, I'm sorry, 5-minute, a 10-minute, and a 15-minute in there. Please find me in there, connect with me in there. But this is really about bringing you into your own power as teacher and as meditator. Does that make sense? Okay. Yes, new morning ritual. And the prompts, the email prompts. Go, if you haven't yet and you're already signed up, don't worry, they're going to be coming, but thisepiclife.com/30. If you've already signed up for the meditation challenge in the past, I ask you to bear with me because you may or may not receive the prompts. I'm working with Active Campaign. I'm making sure that you get those starting tomorrow. Right now, everybody who signed up this week, I have them kind of all building up like a mother load, and they're going to start being released tomorrow on day 1. You should be getting a daily email from me. I'm hoping it doesn't become overwhelming, but if you tune in with those, my voice in that arc of 30 emails will tune in to where you are in the arc of the 30 days. It starts out as honeymoon phase, exciting. Look what we're all in this together. Look, I found my people. I'm doing the work. I'm so badass. Look at my altar. And then maybe around day 7, it gets real. I don't want to do this. I always bail on these challenges. I suck at meditating. Maybe Casey is a charlatan. I don't care what your voice says to you, whatever. I love using that word though. I almost said harlequin. Harlot. I don't know what word I almost used. Charlatan. Those voices will creep in. What is that voice? It's the static. Those are reflected in the emails. That's why I want you to receive them. If you start tuning those out, you might tune out to the vibe of the program. So try to read those after the meditation or before, it depends. I don't want you to look at your phone too much before the meditation. Maybe it's helpful to look at them the night before, but tune in with those and please, again, share those out if they vibe with you. If they vibe with where you are in the challenge, please share them out, tag people, get other people involved. So I should make an altar in my car. Yes, Carrie Richardson, make an altar in your car. If it's a Dwight Schrute bobblehead on your dashboard and all the Werther's originals you hand out, those melted ones that you hand out to kids like the creepy grandmother, do it. Yeah, make your altar your car. In fact, let's go one bigger. Let's make your altar whatever space you take up. I have the backyard altar, which is a lot of spinning metal artwork, my altar of trees. Inside our house, we have the big family altar, which is an altar of windows out to the woods, altars of Legos under my feet, ripping up my feet. Create altars wherever you are, but create the consistent place where you're going to do the work each day. Sound good? Better to meditate with eyes open or closed. This is why I might take a minute or two and cycle through just a tiny bit of content here. This is taken from the Pause program, which is a program that I take into many organizations. And I took this one into a big Fortune 100 organization last week. It's based on the quote from Viktor Frankl: between stimulus and response, there's a space, and that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. This gets to this choice between signal and static. We have to be able to pause and choose, because this is what we deal with all day long. The craziness of too many inputs manifests as stress. I'm not going to go into all this, the stress statistics right now. It shows up in organizations as VUCA: volatility, uncertainty, complexity, ambiguity. And manifests as this: what the hell is that? Oh, it's just my mind. I opened a new tab and I forgot why. This is how we cope. Not sustainable. My coping mechanism looked like a wax menorah of 5 candles burning. This is what I wanted to get to, and this is a great question, Jill. Meditation, eyes open or eyes closed. There's a fundamental distinction we need to make between mindfulness and meditation right here, and that's that the line gets blurred more often than not. If you believe in my teachings and what I'm laying on you, believe this, is that meditation, in my experience, should be a soul act with eyes closed. Soul act of creating the blank canvas to create more mindfulness on. More mindfulness at a base, my understanding is that mindfulness is an eyes open process. So one is a practice that drives the other, which is a desired behavior. Mindfulness is eyes open, desired behavior. I want to be more mindful as a parent, a more mindful eater, a more mindful bedazzler, needle pointer, whatever your function is in the world, be more mindful. Meditation, in my experience, is better and more impactful when it's eyes closed, seated for this amount of time. Can you get on board with that? Can you be down with that? Meditation should be eyes closed for the purposes of this challenge. Because people will say, KC, bro, my running is my meditation. My time in my car commuting is my meditation. And I'll say, that sounds absolutely miserable. How's that going for you? I'm just kidding. I used to commute in Los Angeles, so I have a whole skewed story about what it is to commute. But you get what I'm saying. Meditation should be eyes closed. Mindfulness, let that be eyes open. One is a practice that drives the desired behavior. I'm not going to go into common myths and everything today. I could lay more content on you as the weeks progress. I'm creating that. This is going to be a sparkly, easy, fun, and connected time. Let's hear more comment. Just notice that my altar is misspelling it. Altar, that's right. Let me see, any other questions? Are we playing your meditation? Do we listen to you through meditation or we stay on our own? That's a great question. Thanks for asking that, Jill. At first, by all means, by any means necessary, to get through the first 10 days, we're going to be doing 5 minutes a day minimum for 10 days, okay? Consistency over duration. Show up for all 10 days no matter what, okay? 5 minutes a day for 10 days. If listening to my voice gets you through that, then absolutely, that's what you should be doing. Listen to my voice. You can find me on Insight Timer. Look for Kristoffer Carter with a K and 2 Fs because my mom wanted to torture all of us with the spelling of my name. And listen to my guided meditations. Those meditations will be very instructive in helping you separate signal from static. Those are also designed around the 3 components of grabbing your attention with 4-7-8 breathing, redirecting your attention, and then directing your attention to your highest good. So do those for a few days, 5 minutes, then 10 minutes. And then start practicing with some of those days, just doing it on your own. Can you hang with that? I'll tell you what I tell my kids when we're practicing riding our 2-wheeler. Daddy's not always going to be here to hold your 2-wheeler seat in life. I don't actually say that. I try not to make it heavy and weird. Does it matter which of your meditations to listen to? Kathy Edwards, amazing question. I would say pick the ones that speak to you the most in the moment. The sky meditations I find work best for beginners. I am the sky, watching all weather move through me. That's the mantra. Similar to the one we practice at camp. This is what it feels like to be free. I will be publishing 5, 10, and 15-minute versions of This Is What It Feels Like to Be Free as a meditation in Insight Timer. That's my commitment to support your practice this month. I'm also committing to doing this once a week at 10 a.m. Eastern for 30 minutes to get back together to see what's working and what doesn't. But yeah, the other topics I have in there are choosing your life's work, getting grounded in gratitude, grounded in your joy. Probably the most popular one that I've ever produced has been regaining certainty, you are loved. So if you're having a tumultuous week and life is kicking you through the spin cycle, just go to reclaiming certainty, you are loved, and I'll remind you. But even more powerful is to remind you that you have that power to unleash those torrents of love on yourself. So it may be my voice, yet I just work here. I try to tap into whatever consciousness I feel will serve you the best. So if my meditations are able to do that for you this month, I'm honored. However, I will be more honored to get you at the end of the month where you meditate wherever you are, however you are, you direct that yourself. Thanks, Dave. Glad you agree. Crystal, yay, This Is What It Feels Like to Be Free was life-changing for me in camp. Oh my gosh, you and me both, sister. That was insane. How many rounds of 4-7-8? Red! Anybody else want to tell Red, how many rounds did we say? 57 seconds, pop quiz. He covered so much, yet so little. How many cycles? 4. Thank you, Kathy. Yes. Thank you, Beth. 4 cycles should take about 57 seconds or so. I'm just walking over here because the sun was starting to get the best of me where I was sitting. What other questions do you have? Yeah, the meditations that I have in there are all pretty good. There's a lot of great teachers in the Insight Timer app, including the amazing Susan Piver, but find what works for you. If you want to get more attuned to how I teach, please tune in with mine this month. However, it's by no means a requirement. Like I said, I'm just trying to get you to tune into your own magic. Sound good? Cool. If anybody needs any tomatoes this month, we planted way too many plants and the harvest is overwhelming. Anything else? Starting meditation each time with 478. I recommend it in that it helps you grab your attention. So it's that first phase. It satisfies the first phase, Kathy. Also, big breaths in, tense the body and release. Those sorts of things just remind our body that we are in control. Get in the right posture, get relaxed, deep breaths in. These are all things I did, if you were paying attention. At camp together, we did those every single day just to get in the right vibe for meditation. It gives us less to battle when we are overcome with our bodies telling us what we should be thinking about. Our mind is connected to our bodies, okay? And the ego and the mind are one, essentially. And it'll say, bro, I'm your brain. I'm telling you productive things to think about. Your body's in pain. And by the way, you suck at meditating and blah, 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 blah. You know how when you're a runner and you're determined to outrun that bullshit, unhelpful, squeaky voice to show it that you are a runner? That's what we're doing when we're meditating, right? So grabbing your attention, 478 breathing, it gets you out of your body and reminds your body who's in charge here. Oh, hey, Jill. Guided meditations really don't provide as much impact. No, I didn't say that. I think that they're very helpful at first. I think over the long term, though, the real strength of your practice will be self-guided and self-facilitated. So yeah, there's incredibly powerful, helpful guided meditations. Insight Timer has bazillions of them, but I don't want you to get lost in them. I don't want you to spend too much time looking for the perfect one that gets you the work done. I want you to find one that gets you on the rails for this challenge this month. Mine are more than capable of doing that. And then practice doing it on your own. I think you'll find more stillness and more power away from the technology, away from other people's words, including my own. Does that make sense? Hope that's helpful. Cool. Any other questions? Because I'm about to turn you loose. So here's what we're going to do. You said you were committed today to setting up a sacred space, maybe going to bed tonight with more intention, setting up what on your nightstand? Not your damn phone for your alarm clock, because then it's off to the races. What did I miss? Something happened on Facebook. Blah, blah, blah. Glass of water on your nightstand, right? And staying tuned for the 30-day challenge email prompts. If you haven't yet, go to thisepiclife.com/30. If you're already on the list, it will tell you. And be patient if for some reason you don't get them. I have a teammate out in Southern California, Alyssa. Say hi to Alyssa if you're on here. We love you, Alyssa, at This Epic Life. Alyssa will be helping me make sure everybody's comfortable for the challenge this month. Just don't get over aggro or aggressive about the emails, because that means you're probably trying to avoid the actual meditation. They will show up, I promise you, but have some patience with us. That's it. It's going to be an amazing month. Let us know how you're doing in the Facebook group. I'm so proud of you for taking this on. Thank you so much. And I'm so very, very honored to be part of your path in this journey and creating your practice. Hearing people at camp say they've been meditating for hundreds of thousands of days straight is just overwhelming for me. I want to give you this gift, and I'm committed to helping you unwrap it. So sending you love. Kathy Edwards, your email might be haunted. Yes. My pleasure, everybody. Denver, get on it. Set yourself up for success. Let us know how you're doing in the Facebook group. and share this far and wide. We want to give people the gift. There's no limit to when they could sign up. They could jump in on day 30. I don't care. Oh, and if you fall off and you don't meditate on a given day, that's not failure. It just means get your butt back on the next day and do 30 days. I'll talk about it a million times. These first few days are easy. It starts getting more challenging around day 7 or so. And I will leave you with these beautiful bees in my backyard, doing their part for the pollination and the upliftment of the planets, as all of us are. Sending you love. Oh my gosh, did you see that sunlight? Oh, sending you love, everybody. Here's to an amazing month. My pleasure, Joel. Much love, Allison, Kathy, Red. Such a gift. I can't believe the turnout for this. This is insane. Sending you love, everyone. Have a great, great Friday and have a great long weekend. Peace.